Hope so you all are doing well. Okay, so let's start the story without any further conversation, as this is also the one and one. Okay, so the day is the day is so beautiful. Birds were chirping, presenting a charming scene. One man is making breakfast in the kitchen, hidden from the breakfast and placed on the table. See the time, 5 minutes late, she mumbled, and then one cute boy come downstairs while running. He stopped in front of the dining table. Huh, I come on time, he said, being happy, but then he looked at the man and make a pouch. Only 5 minutes late, the man looked at him with expressions. Jimin, ma'am, huh, now can I have breakfast? Without saying anything, he signed and sit on the chair. Jimin smiled and sit on the chair. Then he started to eat the breakfast. I want to go with my friends. I am about to inform you. YoOngI, I said you come home. You don't go anywhere. Jimin make up out and show him his big geo eyes. And YoOngI is eating peacefully. Jimin start to eat silent. I said you come home. You don't go anywhere. Jimin make up out and show him his big geo eyes. And YoOngI is eating peacefully. Jimin start to eat silently with a big pout on his face. He know it's not work here. After some time, he stand up. Jimin, I am done. I go now. YoOngI, wait here. Jimin freeze on his spot and he turn and see. And Jimin sit in the car and start to watch reels in his phone. YoOngI see him, but she focused on his drive more. Okay, so YoOngI and Jimin had arranged. Jimin is college student and YoOngI is professor in university. Jimin is so childish and YoOngI take care of him a lot. He said Jimin just to focus on his studies. It's been almost 7 months. He never Jimin for anything. He is called toward Jimin, but Jimin know how soft and caring is YoOngI. Sometimes YoOngI become because of his childish behavior. But he never said anything to Jimin as he don't want Jimin become serious. YoOngI stopped the car in front of his college. YoOngI, today is your result, he asked, and Jimin gulped. Jimin, yes, said, and then he realized what he said. Jimin, I am saying, don't you think 95 is too much? YoOngI gave him and Jimin gulped. Jimin, no, no, I understand 95. He smiled nervously and go out from the car. Jimin, bye. Here he meet his best friend. Both hold each other hand and go in the college. YoOngI go in his university. Jimin and Taeyang come sit on their seats. Taeyang, today he come to drop you. Why? Jimin, like, I know. Huh? I myself sometimes become shocked. He take care of me a lot. Like, seriously? Why he do this? Taeyang, of course he is your Jimin, okay, but it doesn't mean he take care take care of me like a kid. He never asked me for Jiang anything means. He raised his eyebrow. Jimin, now understand, Jiang, what I am talking about. Jimin, you are a college student. At least complete this. He is a good person. He is not asking. Jimin, come on, Jiang, you don't see him. You never only he's huh? Um Result and he said he wants 95% from me. Chiang, impossible, Jimin, Hana. You need to understand. To understand, I am not that much intelligent. Chiang, I think you got 60%. Jimin, no, I think I got 59. Chiang, wow, what answer you give him? What answer you give him? Jimin don't know, he said while drinking water, and then their teacher come. They bow at him. Teacher, okay, so today is your results, huh? You all must be excited. Everyone, no. Teacher, okay, okay, calm down. I announce your result one by one. He started to announce their result, and uh, Jimin become edge of Jimin, sir, you are kidding, right? He said, and the teacher is serious. Jimin looking down. Jung is going to teacher. If you do this same in mid exams, I call your parents. It's enough now, Jimin. And here Jimin heard a big lecture, and his whole mood is he spent the day in these thoughts how he tell this to Yoongi, as Yoongi helped him a lot in studies. Hmm? Brown in studies. Now when he heard this, he will surely Jimin, what I do, Taeyang, I just for you. Taeyang, Jimin sign, and then his phone ring. He see the caller ID and look at Taeyang with his big two eyes who sign him to go. Jimin make a pouch and go sit in the car. Jimin come and sit on his seat. Yoongi start to drive the car. Jimin think he forget about his result. As Yoongi don't ask him, Jimin, Yoongi stay silent. Jimin, I am hungry. He said then. Yoongi see him. Yoongi, don't you do the lunch? Jimin, I do. Still, I am feeling hungry. Yoongi, what you want to eat? Jimin, noodles. Yoongi, no. You eat something healthy. Jimin, then why you ask me what I want to eat? He said and make a pouch. Yoongi stays silent, and soon they reach home. Jimin come and sit in the living room. Yoongi see him and stand on the side. Jimin sit with a pouch. He is looking so cute. Yoongi sign and go in the kitchen. Jimin, he really forget, but now I have to eat that salad. He starts whining like a kid and on the couch. Jimin start to see the ceiling when Yoongi come. Jimin see him and sit on the couch. Yoongi place the salad in front of him. Jimin see him with his big blue eyes, but Yoongi expressions change. No. Jimin sign and start to eat. Yoongi, how's your result? He asked, and Jimin started. Yoongi hurriedly gave him water. Yoongi eats slowly. Jimin nodded and placed the glass of water on the side. Not young result is Yoongi, tell me your result. Not Taeyang. Jimin, my is also like Taeyang. I mean, he got 65 and you, Jimin, I 45 and in maths. He said, Jan, he knows Yoongi, it's okay. You do studies more, you will get good marks. Jimin, you don't and at me. Yoongi, no, I am not. As you become during your exams, Jimin, remember Jimin? Oh yeah, he become happy and start to watch reels. He then see Yoongi sit silently. Jimin come and sit in front of him. Yoongi look at him. Jimin, I don't know, but I am feeling like I promise I do my best from next time and make you feel proud on me. I don't let people to talk. And Jimin, I promise with you, I make you feel proud on me. He said, and Yoongi nodded. Yoongi, okay, Jimin, but you have to help me in studies, especially math. Can you do that? Yoongi, I do as long as you focus on your studies. Jimin become happy. Jimin, I do, he said, and Yoongi shocked as Jimin suddenly he about to back, but Jimin back and he run upstairs. Yoongi signed to see his bag. He placed the bag in the kitchen, in the plates in the kitchen, and then go in the room to place Jimin bag. So he really, It's night time after dinner. Yoongi is making some notes. He see Jimin is trying to do studies. He know Jimin and math. It's impossible. But he want Jimin try. After 10 minutes, Jimin come and sit beside him, place his notebook in front of him. Yoongi, what happened? His voice is cold but normal. Jimin, see, I don't understand this. Yoongi, you don't know, huh? Jimin sign as no. Yoongi, you need to make first. Jimin, how? Yoongi, wait. He take the notebook and start to teach him. Jimin, see carefully. Jimin, wait. Yoongi. He holds his hand and stop him. Yoongi, see Jimin, whose eyes is on the notebook. Jimin, we multiply from here, huh? He asked, and Yoongi nodded. See, Yoongi, I solve by myself, and the answer is correct. He in happiness, and Yoongi nodded. Jimin, thank you so much. You are best, he said. And him Yoongi close his eyes. Okay, in start. Jimin don't him and come to him. So it's not that for him to, but like this. Jimin is making impossible for him. He back and look at Yoongi. Jimin, if you start to help me in every subject I do top, he said being excited and start to do his work. He sit too close, huh? Yoongi, but he start to do to, to do his work. He is making the notes, but looking at Jimin, who's doing studies after. I will sleep after sometimes I have work. Jimin, why you also have to go? You also have to go university tomorrow. Even you wake up before me. You sleep now. Yoongi, I sleep after my work. Jimin, no sleep now. You even do household work. He said, hold his hand and stand up. Jimin, let's go and sleep. He don't listen. Yoongi take him on the and Jimin him. Yoongi start to do his work like this. You don't go. He said and this Jimin, because I know you go and start to do work like this. You don't. He said and giggle at his own. Yoongi didn't say anything. Time is passing. Everything is fine and right now, Jimin is doing his homework when the doorbell ring. Today is Sunday, so Yoongi is at home. Jimin about to go. Yoongi come. So he sit. Yoongi opened the door, and then Jimin heard a girl voice. He raised his eyebrow and stand up, and then he see Yoongi is talking with her, and she is being too. Jimin don't know why, but he don't meet her till now, and the girl come. Yoongi, Jimin, she is my cousin. Jimin, your cousin? Hana, yes, I am. I am Yoongi cousin. I come from London. Hey, Jimin, you are right. Jimin nodded with a proud smile on his face. There, he said, and Jimin eyes widened. Jimin, huh? Why? There, he said, and Jimin eyes widened. Jimin, huh? Why? Yoongi, how can you study here? Jimin, I do studies later. Yoongi, no, you have tomorrow. Go and do studies. He said in his cold voice. Jimin becomes so, and he took his books and go. But he leave Yoongi, no way. He never do this, Hana. So how's life going? Yoongi, all is good. Is good. You tell me, how's mom, dad? Hannah, uncle, aunties, all fine. You tell me about Jimin, huh? It's so cute, young. Yeah, he's Hannah, and I think he's a little bit young. It's nothing like that. He's just a kid. And take my pen, Jimin, huh? No, I will find you talk. Yoongi do as I said. His voice is called Jimin make up out. He about to go, but she heard Yoongi. What you like to eat, Hannah? Yoongi voice is soft to Jimin. What you like to eat, Hannah? He said, and go upstairs. Hannah, anything you want, she said, and Yoongi nodded. Is making Yoongi is making snacks for her. He don't know. Jimin is walking in the room. Jimin slowly come downstairs. Hannah is busy in her mobile. He don't find Yoongi. So with slow steps he go in kitchen and see Yoongi is making snacks. Jimin see Yoongi and he sit on the corner so he can see Yoongi. He clearly don't want himself in the room with that boring books and here leave his cousin. Jimin see Yoongi is busy when someone enter in the kitchen. And of course she is Hannah. She go and stand beside Yoongi. Hannah, what are you doing? Jimin eyes widen. Jimin eyes widen to see this and he become more. Yoongi what? Jimin heard. Yoongi voices so soft, Hannah, she's almost whispering that Jimin is not hearing anything. Yoongi heard and he chuckled. Yoongi really? Jimin yeah. She also giggled and Jimin become more. He looked into an other side and then Hannah Jimin see her carefully. Yoongi, you okay, Hannah? I think the in I Jimin in mind. That's good, huh? You deserve this. He think and about to go. Yoongi, wait, let me help you. He said then. Jimin stopped to see all this. What? How can he hear him mumble and see Yoongi? Their hands is on. He said then on her on and Jimin asked to see all this. He stand up. He see Yoongi hands is Jimin enough is enough. He and Yoongi back. He see Jimin and become shocked. Jimin see Hannah and in his, as she is looking down. Yoongi don't know what he hear, what he said here, what he do. He see Jimin from Jimin eyes. Yoongi, Jimin, you, how can you do this, Yoongi? Yoongi, Jimin, you know what you are saying? Jimin, I know what I am saying. How can you do this with me, Mini Yoongi? Hana, listen, Jimin. This is not what you are thinking. I am not speaking. I am speaking for you. When you yourself is Yoongi, Jimin, go from here. He said in Jimin, now I go from here. You are taking this from. If I said you know, Yoongi, Jimin, Jimin, you are you Yoongi. How can you do this? I don't stay here. I go back in my house. He said and went upstairs. Hannah see all this with widened eyes and she become now. Yoongi is so Yoongi, I am so sorry, Hannah. He is just a kid, please. Hannah, no, it's my Yoongi as a he do right. Yoongi he don't he become that was okay, but at least he have to me, huh? He think I am Hannah. That was just a nothing else, Yoongi, please. Alright, too. He stop and go in his room. Hannah looking down. It's all because of me. Jimin come in. Jimin come in his room. He closed the door and start Jimin, how can he do this? Am I not for him? Huh? How can how can you are? Jimin, he never hurt you. Why don't have anything you see yourself? Jimin think all this and continue to, and then the door knocked. Yoongi, Jimin, open the door. I want I want to talk with you. Jimin, and I don't talk with you. Go from here, Yoongi. You need to listen me, Jimin. Jimin, I don't listen you, Yoongi. I explain you. Jimin, you from my side. I don't want any explanation. Go from here. His words just he don't hear any voice from other do this with so many thoughts like this. Jimin could and continue, and he soon fell asleep. Yoongi sit in Yoongi sit in the living room and close his eyes to calm himself. Yoongi mind, how can I tell you? I only you. I don't do anything. Fine. If you are not ready to listen me, if you want the things like this, then be happy. I don't speak and don't set anything from your side. I write, so if the things is like this, keep them like this. He think and close his eyes to calm himself, but the no way. He sign and come back with from the door. Day Jimin come in his room. From the day Jimin come in his room, Yoongi never like this, so Jimin don't really okay. Next day, day Jimin next day Jimin open his eyes and see himself. His ears is and it show how much he Jimin sign he sign him sign his stand up. He go for fresh up, come out, take his bag and go downstairs. He stop and sit on the bed. Jimin sign and from his eyes he on the side and start to he don't know what he do. Everything in the room he don't know what he do. He becomes why Yoongi do this? Why him like this? Why only him? The thought is in the scene in front of him when he is again and again come in front of his eyes. Sometimes it's not like what we see. Same this happens with Jimin. Hmm. Jimin is walking. Jimin is walking on the road. He is going college. He's supposed to have reached college on 8, but it's night and Jimin is walking. He is in his thoughts when someone Jimin look up and see Hana. Jimin see her and he remember everything what happened yesterday. Hana, Jimin. She whisper and Jimin start to walk. Hana, listen me, Jimin. Jimin, please. Listen me once, please. Jimin continue to walk. She is walking behind him. Hana, listen me, Jimin, please. Listen me once, please. Jimin stop and look at her. Jimin, what you listen? What listen you, huh? What you want to search? Why you him? Why you do that, huh? Hmm. He asked, being shocked, and she nodded. Hana, go. Said that Mama come in 10 minutes. She said, and the kids go. Jimin see him and then look at Hana. Hana, Yoongi is my elder brother. Trust me. Please listen. Please listen me. Please. Jimin is silent, and Hana thought to explain. No, Hana, yesterday when I enter in the kitchen, I see you sit on the corner. I become happy to see like how you become for Yoongi. I said Yoongi that, and he also become happy when I whisper. He laugh. I said him this. I said him to So that you become, he said, yes, he have trust you, listen him. He don't do anything. Please, Jimin, please. She's almost Jimin heard everything. Jimin, it's true, Hannah, it's true. Why even I him when I have my own? Please try to understand, don't you? Please, she said, and then someone come. What happens, huh? She smile and sign as no Hannah J. Hey, is Jimin, yoongi. J. Oh, hey Jimin, I am J. Hannah. By the way, what you did, huh? With yoongi, huh? The man who don't look at makes him. Wow, he isn't Jimin. Here, Jimin. How you know? J. When he 24/7 talk about you, so it's not to guess, right? Hannah nodded with a small smile. J. Let's go, Hannah. What he do? How can he own yoongi? How can he do this? He run back in his house as he know he need to talk with yoongi right now. Hmm. It's only some minutes or so I left. Huh. Jimin come home. Jimin come home and he see yoongi come in the living room. Yoongi look up and see Jimin and then sit on the couch. Jimin went toward him. He don't know how Yoongi is doing his work. Jimin's seat is empty. Jimin kneeled down in front of him. Jimin, sorry. He sat down. Yoongi don't look at him nor he said anything. Jimin, he almost whispered and fell from his eyes one by one. Jimin, please. Yoongi stand up. He about to go. Jimin stand in front of him. Jimin, please, Yoongi, listen me. Listen me. I know I do. I know I do. But listen me. Yoongi didn't say anything. He go upstairs in the room. Hmm. If he do this, Jimin for some times and then Jimin no I his and first I do and then I start to I his trust again. Jimin vibe he no it's not so easy but he don't give up like this. Jimin go upstairs and see the room is clean. Jimin and things is on their places and he see Yoongi typing on his phone. Jimin went toward him and stand in front of him. Jimin I he could speak. Yoongi go in the and his mobile on the bed. Jimin signed to see him and then he thinks something. Hmm. And okay, Jimin Jimin come in the kitchen and start to look here and there. He think to make coffee for Yoongi. Jimin where he kept the coffee. He mumble and start to find, but he can't. Jimin eyes is falling from his eyes and he is finding the coffee. And finally he do. He smile lightly, wipe his and see the coffee. Jimin, how to use this? He mumble and skip the idea. He placed the coffee on the side. Jimin, he must be hungry. I make something for him. But what I make, I don't even know how to. Why I am like this. Jimin sit on the side and start to and then he heard the footsteps. He stand up and see Yoongi enter in the kitchen and he silently start to Jimin Yoongi. He almost whispered Yoongi stay silent and continue to do his work. Jimin listen me now please. He hold his but Yoongi don't said anything. Jimin please Yoongi. Jimin isn't calling him. Yoongi make the noodles place on the counter. He go from there. Jimin see and look at Yoongi. Jimin mind I did a lot and he still care for me. Hmm. Hmm. Yoongi sit in Yoongi sit in the living room and sign. What's happening with him? Just why Jimin is It seemed Jimin words him, but she realized his YoOngI I use Jimin as I know my kid is still not enough to understand this, but I become this. You don't me give me sometimes a little bit please. I need time to all this and take next step please. He signed to think this and again start to the he stop and place on the side. As Jimin is still awake, he don't sleep till now. After sometimes Jimin come. Jimin Jungi, I do the dinner, he said in low voice. So Jungi can give him response. He can said, don't me like this. He sat down, see him with his big doe eyes. But Jungi is silent, so Jimin silently go upstairs in his room. Jimin see. Hmm. After almost 3 hours, Yoongi enter in the room. He's shocked to see Jimin is doing studies. He's so confused, and then he realized why Jimin is doing this. He don't said anything, and he sit on the. Oh, wait a minute. It's really. He don't said anything, and then he sit on the bed. Jimin see Yoongi, but he again start to do the work. After some time, Yoongi noticed Jimin. Jimin is so sleepy as it's for him to open his eyes. He see he see the time it's 12. Also, it's he have to go college tomorrow. He and Jimin see him. He don't said anything. Close his books. Come and Jimin didn't do anything for some times, and then 15 days pass. Time pass. 15 days. Okay, okay. Wait a minute. Huh. Huh. It's same. Everything is same. Yoongi make breakfast, go university. Jimin wake up, he do breakfast. See driver is outside, he come college. Take classes, go home and see lunch. Yoongi spent his whole day in living room or in his home office with his work. Jimin sometimes tried to make coffee for him, and sometimes he asked for. He tried to make him laugh. Now his assessment also he do studies also. Today is the result. Jimin sit on the chair, thinking about his as he come early. Okay, Jimin, I like this thing. I talk with him. I do. Jimin, please do something, please. Tang, I do now. Do now, don't. He start to calm him, and then the students start to come. Jimin calm himself, and finally, and their teacher come and start to announce the result. Teacher Park Jimin look at him, and then looking down. You got 89% marks. He said, Jiang become happy. Jimin, I talked with him. You and Jimin hid his face in his palm and Jiang, why are you? Show him your result. He become happy. Jimin sign as no. Jimin he expect. Well, this is the third last scene. They reach home and they reach home and Jimin on the this is the third last scene. He closes eyes and sleeping while Jiang feeling so what Jimin did. It's not a small, but he also a lot. And there Yoongi enter room. He says Jimin and look at Jiang. Yoongi, you are here. And why he is sleeping at this time? He asks Bing, and then Jiang tell everything. Yoongi to see him. He sit on the edge of the bed and smile lightly. Yoongi, I already you, I think I talked with him today. Jiang, do that please. Yoongi smiled and he nodded. and then Chiang go from there. Yoongi sign and he go for fresh up and then make the dinner. Jimin is in kitchen when come and this is the second last scene. Jimin come and he see Yoongi already placed the dinner on the table. Jimin see the dinner and he look at Yoongi. He sit on the chair. Yoongi serve him and he start eating. Yoongi also start to do the dinner and then Jimin phone ring. Yoongi attend the call. Yoongi, yes, ma'am, Suhana. Yoongi look at Jimin who's eating normally. Yoongi go on the side to attend the call. He turn and see Jimin who's eating peacefully. Who's Yoongi, alright, I come to meet you. He said, of course, Jimin heard, but Jimin is eating peacefully. About to go. Jimin took care. He said, Yoongi go from there. Jimin turn and see. Yoongi turn and Jimin is doing dinner. He smiled. Yoongi, my kid, just sometimes more. I just make this. Okay, so this is the final last scene. Jimin looking out from the window. He is lost in his thoughts. In his thoughts, Jimin enter in the room. Jimin don't notice. Yoongi see Yoongi see him. He smile, go and stand behind him. Jimin is so in his thoughts he don't notice, and then he feel to and he turn and see Yoongi sign in real life, but then he realize he turn and see Yoongi. Jimin, Yoongi, how can you your pearls like this, huh? He said, and Jimin asked Yoongi, no, don't cry. He said, and she again, Jimin, me please. He's and Yoongi same Yoongi, yes, I do. Jimin look at him, is surprised. Jimin, you me really? Yoongi, I do. Jimin started. Jimin, I thought I am sorry, I never. Last scene. Hmm. Expressions, Yoongi. I know you don't tell you a lot because of me. Jimin sign as no. Jimin, no, you don't do anything. You don't do anything. He said, and Yoongi smiled to see him. Yoongi, do so much for me, huh? Jimin, but Young, I can't do anything. I am Yoongi and promise me you never do work. You are my queen. I don't let you do work. Jimin, why you me that much, Young? Why even when I do so many things, Young, you don't do anything? And are you infinite? Don't ask me again why I hear so much, Jimin, you Young. More than you, Yoongi chuckle. Yoongi, really? Jimin nodded. Jimin, yes, Young. Yoongi, then I am happy. I always last in a third last text. Okay. You he said and about and Yoongi back. He see him become confused. Yoongi means Jimin. Young, my assessment results come. Yoongi, really show me. Jimin become, but he nodded. He go open his bag and come with this. He gave to Yoongi and Yoongi start to see Jimin. See his expression is serious and Jimin become Jimin. I promise Young from next time Young I am proud of on you. He said and Jimin look at him. Jimin, huh? Yoongi smiled brightly. Young I am proud on you, Jimin. You did a great job. Young is proud on you. Jimin, really? His eyes sparkle and Yoongi nodded. Jimin becomes so happy. Jimin, I am happy. Last scene and the second last text. Uh, Jimin cheeks turn. He don't know what Yoongi think and Yoongi holds and him. Okay, so I don't do the voiceover on this whole text. Huh. Okay, I don't. Your uni is really so sleepy. I first go college and then come home, start to do the voiceover without taking any rest. Hmm. Like really, I am feeling like I so. And here, okay, don't be please. So 40 minutes is done, right? Yeah. So finally, last scene and the last text. And both are Jimin to he said and a happy ending. Hope so you all like. If you like, then subscribe and tell me in comments. Bye bye. Check your official song. See you in the next video. I will upload the next one soon, as you all know, the day after tomorrow. Bye.